Okay, welcome back. We're on page 108 talking about the possibility of loops. And the question I asked you was, can you think of a scenario where a loop might actually make sense? There actually is one. And that is, what happens if I want to have some sort of redundancy in place so that if this particular switch failed, I could continue to transmit data over an alternate link. So yes, sometimes loops are actually pretty cool. All right. So how do I determine whether or not I have a loop, or conversely, how do I route a packet, a frame from over here to over here where there's more than one path to get there? Well, once again, this is not a math class, so we're just going to explain in generalities what we're talking about. This is a thing called a spanning tree algorithm. Okay, and spanning tree is all about determining the best route from point A to point B. And best is kind of weird. The choice of terms they use to describe this sound a little funny. They say the least cost going from here to here. And you're thinking, cost? It's the same. Cost the same to send it through router A that it is to router B, or switch A or switch B. So that's just an arbitrary term. And so what happens is I go to this particular switch and I tell it that it has an arbitrary number, and you just make these numbers up. This one has a cost of 100, and this one over here has a cost of 50, and these are just made up numbers. Doesn't matter if it was 10 and 5 or 150, doesn't matter, as long as one of them is higher than the other one. So the spanning tree algorithm is going to go through here and go, well, I have a choice. One of them has a 5, one of them has a 10, or one of them has a 50 and 100, whatever. I'll pick the 5 one. I'll pick the lowest cost to get there. And so that way you don't really have a loop. These machines can talk to each other without having any trouble whatsoever. And if the cheap one fails, then the spanning tree will say, whoa, something happened here. Let me recheck the path again. And it'll say, wow, it looks like now the cheapest path, actually the only path, but give me a break. The cheapest path is now going through that 100 guy. Cool? Okay, so spanning tree is good. It prevents loops and provides a method of redundancy, which is kind of cool. Okay, so the next one they talk about is how the heck do I interconnect a bunch of these things. So let's say I have an Ethernet LAN, and I'm not going to say a hub here, I'm going to say a switch. I have a switch and it goes to a file server, and I have a printer. How the heck do I connect to the internet using Ethernet? And the problem is there's nothing in layer 2 that can do that. That you have to wait till the next chapter. Requires a router. And we're going to talk about routing in chapter 4. And then kind of go from there. Okay, please do look at the summary at the end of the chapter. Make sure you understand all these terms. And that's all for right now, and we'll see you again in some future video.